Okay. Hi, my name is Soichiro Tomoda, and this is my project for a repicture. Creating stem cells of skin and blood cells, IPS, by Soichiro Tomoda. What are adult stem cells? Adult stem cells are a particular type of cell that can transform into many other different types of cells. They can transform into many types of cells, but not all. Some of the cells that they can turn into are heart cells, nerve cells, blood cells, and muscle cells. And they can be harvested from blood or bone marrow in the adult human body. And adult stem cells play a role where they replace uh, the cells needed in the body, in the human body. And this is a picture of a adult stem cell. What are embryonic stem cells? Embryonic stem cells have a similar function to adult stem cells, and they can turn into other different types of cells. But embryonic stem cells can turn into any type of cell that exists in the human body. They develop in embryos, and embryonic stem cells are needed to create and transform into cells so the embryo can function properly and live. And this right here is a picture of an embryonic stem cell. What can these stem cells do? So stem cells play a big part in the medical field, and scientists transform these stem cells. Well, they pretty much control the transformation of the stem cells, and then the doctors use the transformed stem cells to treat patients. And then embryonic stem cell, for example, the scientists can transform the embryonic stem cell into like a liver cell, for example, and then a doctor could use the transformed liver cell to treat a patient with liver disease. And you can also treat other diseases like diabetes. And then embryonic stem cells are used more because unlike adult stem cells, they can turn into any type of cell. So the problem with stem cells. So embryonic stem cells can develop in embryos. Actually, they develop in embryos, and the process of destroying a human life to obtain embryonic stem cells was seen as unethical, and the government saw as cruel. So harvesting embryonic stem cells became illegal in 2001. So the solution to the problem. Uh, since stem cells are play a huge part in the medical field, they're super useful, beneficial, and doctors really needed them. Scientists found a new way, researchers found a new way to create embryonic stem cells. And then this new way is made from skin and blood cell. So what they first did is scientists located the protein that only exists in the stem cells, and then they created that protein, and then they introduced it and added it into the skin and blood cell. So now the skin and blood cell has the same function as the stem cell and can turn into other cells. And this new stem cell is called induced pluripotent stem cells, which is also known as IPS. Oh yeah, and then this is a picture of a blood cell and skin cell. More info on IPS. Induced pluripotent stem cell, also known as IPS, was found in 2006. And it was found by Dr. Shinya Yamanaka and his research group in Japan. And this research won the Nobel Prize of Physiology or Medicine in 2012. So in the final, to conclude, since the IPS is pretty new, there is more research needed to be done to it. And right now, the type of diseases it can treat is limited. But with further research, scientists and doctors can treat more and more diseases in the future. Finish. Thank you for listening to my presentation on my research project.